Hello, historians. Today I am going to explain your Legacy of Rome assignment for this week. First of all, a legacy is something that someone from your life or from the past hands down to you. It's something that they're remembered for. It's something that's important to them, and that, or a civilization that continues to be used in the future. So we're going to be digging into that this week. And I just want to remind you that in order for you to receive full credit, all of the learning opportunities that I'm asking you to take part in must be met, meaning you must follow the directions step by step. Taking shortcuts ends up taking off some of the learning that you show me, which means a loss of points. It is also the expectation for you to always write in complete sentences that include reasons, examples, and or evidence. There's always a because or for example. It's not just a one sentence answer. It's multiple sentences to make sure your point that you're trying to drive home is very clear, crystal clear. Notes or incomplete sentences is only acceptable when we're taking notes or specified if it's okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So what you're going to do is you're going to need to read the text here. Now, when you look at this text, it's actually numbered. So it'll say number 2, the legacy of Roman art. Number 3, the legacy of Roman architecture and engineering. Section 4, the legacy of Roman language and writing. Section 5, the legacy of Roman philosophy, law, and citizenship. So what you'll notice is we are going to be looking at these elements that is important from Rome. It's part of their legacy that they left us, and it's something that we still use today. So you're going to review the modern images that are on this slide. And each of these images has a relationship to the pictures on the following slides. So there's a connection. And you're going to be asked to explain that connection to help you understand that in fact it is a legacy. It's something we still use today from the past. Each slide will have questions for you to answer, and of course a spot for you to drag this modern image. So you just click on it, Command C or Control C, Control or Command V, and of course you might need to drag and resize. Okay, you know how to do that. So what I'm going to remind you is when you look at this title, The Legacy of Roman Art, you'll need to reference that information in the text here. So when it says The Legacy of Roman Art, you know you're reading about this section until the next subtitle appears. So this is where it ends because a new one begins. So you're going to read and look at the images here to answer the questions on the legacy of Roman art. Legacy of Roman art, legacy of Roman art. Remember, you need to use evidence from the text or examples, so paraphrased in your own words, but you need to make sure that you are really following. So for example, when it says list and describe 3 important art forms developed, I'm going to draw my little text box. I know I'm going to start with 3 important art forms developed by the Romans are, and I could list, comma, and I'm not done. I have to describe them. So now I need to talk about what each of these are. Now, if your writing starts to bleed off into the slides below, make sure you highlight your writing. You go up to this font size and you make it smaller, however small it needs to be, in order for you to fit it in this box. Okay? So make sure that you match the modern image to the ancient image, and you are going to answer the questions on the following slide and make sure you explain the connection between the two images. You will need to explain the connections to the answers in detail by looking at this text. Don't skip out on the reading. And then finally, you're going to choose what you believe is the most important legacy, and my TA will be describing how you're going to use the headline generator tool. Have a great time. I look forward to reading your work, and happy learning.